From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Well, good morning. Come on in. Thanks for joining us. It's Thursday, September 14th.
I like that. Come on in. Let's get started.
But what about us? And what about my family?
Tensions running high again at a town hall in the East Bay. Our community asking the tough questions to Alameda County DA Pamela Price.
And they've taken and taken and taken, and we've never gotten anything back.
The clock is ticking with another major strike on the horizon. The race to get a deal done with the Auto Workers Union.
I think I can bring this new perspective.
Students get their say. The Contra Costa County Board of Education is getting a unique point of view.
It brings me happiness that we survived through all these 30 years.
This San Francisco man is celebrating a huge milestone while representing his community on the big screen.
Here's the throw, and this game is over.
The NL wildcard race is going down to the wire, and the Giants keep fighting to make it into October. And we hope you are having a great start to your Thursday morning. It is our second favorite day of the week. I'm Nicole Zalumis.
I'm Reed Cowan. My favorite day is whenever I get to spend time with the two of you.
Oh, Reed.
And
he's
Jess
sincere
as well.
in saying that.
Yep, I mean it.
Oh, see now, I was going to say Friday was my favorite day, but same now, Reed. Good morning.
Friday
Gianna
could be
Frank.
your favorite day.
Thank you. Well, Friday is almost here, Jess, and I think we're just all excited about the weekend because we get a bit of a break. So how's it going to look?
Absolutely. Well, let's start off with current conditions. We're getting closer to the first day of the weekend, but we need to take a look at what's going on right now for Thursday. Our current air quality in our East Bay still kind of sitting in that moderate to unhealthy category for sensitive groups. We're going to keep a close eye on this as smoke's still moving its way in from the north, with that onshore flow kind of just bringing it in from offshore too. Now, later into this afternoon, we're going to start seeing this slowly move off into the east, and that will be the same trend heading into Friday. But I just wanted to kick that off because right now we are waking up to some cloudy skies throughout the Bay Area. A little bit hazy into the afternoon hours. That will be noticeable, especially off into our East Bay. I asked Nicole just a second ago. She noticed it yesterday. She said not nearly as much, but today you might notice it just a bit more. Now, 50s in the forecast currently throughout most of the Bay Area. Low 60s in Oakland. For everyone coming in from out of town for Dreamforce this afternoon, we're expecting 60s and plenty of sunshine into the evening hours, or the late afternoon hours into the evening hours tonight. It's going to be a beautiful day for us today. Today across the bay, as we take a look at that Bay Bridge, we're still keeping it nice and cool along the coast. We're expecting 60s from the coast off into the bay. Later into this afternoon, we will warm up into the 80s in our inland areas with plenty of sunshine, even some low 90s off near Brentwood and Fairfield. I'll have more on that in a bit. But for now, Gianna actually taking a live look at the Bay Bridge. I heard there's some issues out there. I want to send it over to you to see what's going on right now.
There are, Jessica. Unfortunately, we always get that backup at the Bay Bridge with the metering lights getting turned on, usually around 5:45, but they were flipped on a little bit earlier today because look at this backup. There is a crash on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge with injuries reported involving a motorcycle. It looks like everyone's going to be okay, but there are fire crews on scene as well as a lot of activity with CHP. So the damage is done. That ride into San Francisco is going to be a tough one this morning. You are seeing that backup there all the way to the maze already, and it is barely 6 o'clock. And those brake lights across the upper deck extend most of the span, at least until you get just past Treasure Island. That's where the crash is, and no word from CHP as to when it's going to clear or when they'll open up those right lanes. So in the meantime, you can stick with some alternates. You can use potentially the San Mateo Bridge. If you use BART, there are delays this morning for BART coming out of Concord, so definitely keep that in mind. But that might be a good option for anyone heading into Dreamforce this morning. Got a lot of people in town because of that, so Howard is closed between 3rd and 4th Street. We will keep an eye on the Bay Bridge traffic, but yes, today is the last day of the Dreamforce conference at San Francisco's Moscone Center, and there were concerns earlier in the year when Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff talked about pulling the event from San Francisco if it's affected by homelessness and drug use challenges. But attendees we've spoken to say so far so good. More than 40,000 people are here in San Francisco for the event this week, and SFPD says currently there have been no major incidents to report. So that's good news. But one of the big topics of conversation at this year's event is artificial intelligence. And we've taken the opportunity to focus on that a bit this week at CBS News Bay Area. We've talked about AI being used in businesses, in entertainment, and now we're talking about AI being used in education. So our Sean Chitness is live from Stanford University this morning, where AI is being shaped as a valuable tool. Sean, tell us more.
Hey Gianna, good morning. Yeah, there's a free resource available called Craft. It's supposed to help teachers explain AI to their students. And we were able to talk to the faculty director of that program. And he, of course, he sees a lot of potential with AI, but does have concerns as well. What he really wants people to focus on is just the necessity to understand it. He says we're going to need to start teaching teens about AI, just like we have all of them go through driver's ed. High school students are at an age where the impact of AI will be felt no matter what they do next, college or career.
Artificial intelligence is now part of all aspects of our life, whether it's how we work, live, or play.
So Stanford education professor Victor Lee is one of the leaders for Craft, a set of resources to help high school teachers take on the topic.
Everything that we do is going to be modified and affected because of this, and it helps to make sure students are able to think carefully and responsibly.
What most excites you about AI? What are you most looking forward to?
AI is going to really open up so many possibilities, just as much as mobile devices made it possible for us to have games when we're on the move, take pictures when we're going somewhere.
What most concerns you about AI?
I'm concerned that AI is not seen realistically in terms of being a tool that is really just a pattern recognizer or pattern matcher.
Craft has lesson plans on different aspects of AI on its website right now. For high school students, the issues created by this technology could be immediate, affecting the videos they see and the music they listen to, as well as software like face recognition and other forms of identification.
Those are issues that students should be thinking about now, especially in high school, about matters of privacy and what kinds of data they want to have out there.
And so the professor adds that it really is important for all of us, but especially teachers and students, to know when AI will be useful and when it's not the right tool. And to go back to that comparison to driver's ed, the professor also says, think of AI as like a car. Sometimes it is a really useful and powerful tool. Sometimes when it's not used properly, it can be very dangerous. Guys, back to you.
Sean, thank you so much. And yeah, you have to learn how to drive a car before you're on the roadway. So good, they're educating kids.
And kids are on the road, so to speak. In fact, 52.9% of them on our social media post said that, yes, they use it for essays, grammar checks, etc.
Well, and I think the key word here is training, and that's what Gavin Newsom said last week when he put in that executive order. It's just pumping the brakes a little bit if we're going to stay on this roadway theme, but training people to use it, from kids to government officials, in an effective way and a safe way.
It's going to change the way we do everything. And because of that, Bay Area voices are really a part of shaping that national headline and discussion on AI. In fact, to Washington, D.C. now, where we are learning more about a meeting between lawmakers. You see Mark Zuckerberg there. Also in the room, Elon Musk and Bill Gates for kind of what was a crash course on AI. Lawmakers are considering potential regulations on this technology right now. And in fact, one of our reporters caught Elon Musk outside in the parking lot as he was leaving, asking him about potential regulations.
I think the probability of there being some sort of AI regulatory agency that stands on its own, similar to the FAA or FCC, is likely at some point.
You think so?
I think so. Now, the reason that I've been such an advocate for AI safety in advance of sort of anything terrible happening is that I think the consequences of AI going wrong are severe. So we have to be proactive rather than reactive.
Proactive rather than reactive, but consequences severe. When we talk about AI, this morning we're looking at things like those self-driving cars, word-generating ChatGPT, and then also likely what you're using right now in your homes with Siri and Alexa. Alexa, play music by Elvis. Let's see if that turned on Elvis in your home this morning. Also, major companies are responding to President Biden's request to sign a voluntary pledge to develop the technology responsibly. Who has signed? Well, of course, Salesforce CEO, also Adobe, IBM, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and OpenAI. And while they sign, they are also mindful of a mountain of those issues with the technology. We're talking about copyright issues, robots taking jobs, and of course, the sticking point in the Hollywood writers' strike, where it pertains to actors and their images being used and generated by AI. So South Bay lawmaker Ash Kalra, also getting involved in the discussion, plans to introduce a bill to make it harder for studios to use AI to digitally clone an actor's image. And also, we're mindful that State Senator Scott Wiener is having a voice in this. He plans to go even further, pitching creating a state agency to make sure AI isn't being used for malicious purposes. The bill he's introducing is what's called an intent bill, just meant to start a conversation. Nothing will happen by way of, actionable items this legislative season.